You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we have got an update on Days of Our Lives about Nurse Whitley. We are going to have a shocking arrest in the next week or so, and I know that she is going to have to answer this question and similar questions once she's hauled in to the Salem Police Department. But if you're wondering why she stole Abe Carver, here's the real reason. We're going to dig into that. Many fans cannot wait to see Whitley arrested and this storyline over. They're getting tired of it. I am a little tired of seeing Abe on the sofa, but I am enjoying those episodes of Body and Soul. So it's kind of a good news, bad news when there's one of those scenes on, because I'm hoping that I'm going to get to see more of that soap within a soap. And she's had him for so long now with no end in sight, but we do know what's coming. Nutty Nurse Whitley is going to be arrested, but people might want to know, including the police and maybe viewers, what's the real reason that she stole Abe Carver? Hey, if you haven't already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Days of Our Lives update news and spoilers. All right, so she gave actually away a lot about her motives in the recent conversation she had with Paulina Price this week. Remember, crazy Nurse Whitley turned up at Paulina's apartment door to offer her condolences on the loss of her husband. And then she started saying all this stuff. She said that she had voted for Abe in both the elections when he ran for mayor. Whitley said she volunteered at his campaign. And then she said before she even met him, she felt like she knew him personally. That one right there is the most troubling statement so far. And then on those old Body and Soul videotapes that she has, there's that thing with a younger Abe Carver. And it was like a news story, an interview. And maybe she watches that all the time. She might have been crushing on Abe Carver for years. She also stalked and lurked around and watched their wedding uninvited. So this is all a lot of weirdness to unpack on someone's widow. Of course, Nurse Whitley knows that Paulina is not really a widow, but Paulina thinks she's a widow, so that's what matters. And maybe if Paulina's head was on straight, she would have noticed, hey, this chick's saying a lot of crazy stalker stuff. I mean, come on. But Paulina didn't notice, and then Whitley goes back to her apartment and finds Abe trying to escape, and then she drugs him. And she's also resigning from the hospital, and it seems like she's making a long-term plan to keep Abe. Now that she has faked his death, she just needs to get away from the hospital. Maybe she's planning on taking him out of Salem, and then she can keep him, and force this happily ever after scenario on him. Do you guys remember that movie, Misery? Starring Kathy Bates and James Caan. She found her favorite novelist after he had been in a car wreck. It was just this crime of opportunity. And just like with Whitley, stealing head-injured Abe was a crime of opportunity. I don't think it was premeditated. It was just one of those things where like, oh, my crush is here and he doesn't know anything and he has amnesia. I could just take him home and keep him like a lost puppy. But what's the real underlying reason that Whitley stole Abe Carver? And is this a reason that is going to help her when she's arrested? I will say this. I firmly believe that the real reason that she took Abe Carver is something that's going to help her avoid jail time. The sole and only reason that Whitley stole Abe is that she's bat crap crazy. Let's not mince words. She's no criminal genius. She's not, I think a violent person by nature, and she is just completely obsessed, fixated, insane about Abe, and it's like she just happened to stumble over the object of her obsession, and she picked him up and brought him home and isn't planning to let him go. She seems destined for Bayview and some serious psychological sessions. I don't think that we're going to have her sent to Statesville, because even though she committed a crime, she's clearly not in her right mind. She is a crazy cat lady with no place to put her energy because of her fur allergy. She's a crazy cat lady who can't have a cat. So Whitley plays with fake cats, and she lives vicariously, obsessing about other people's lives. And just like in the movie Misery, Whitley was nurturing an obsessive crush and then lucked into a chance opportunity to grab her guy. Lucky for Abe Carver that Whitley King hasn't done to the mayor what crazy Annie Wilkes did to Paul Sheldon in the movie Misery. You may remember in the movie when she found Paul trying to leave her house, she broke both his ankles. In the novel, if you read it, she cut off his feet. That's something for you. If you only ever saw the movie, let me tell you, the book was so much worse. Of course, it is Stephen King, so, he does do mess and mayhem like that. So really, Abe needs to get out of there because she is, 51 cards short of a full deck. Let's say that. So how will Whitley be brought to justice? I mean, it seems increasingly likely that the little actor minion that she's using, Jerry Prentice, is the weak link in this scheme. He feels very guilty about this, and he almost blabbed to Theo Carver the other day. And then new spoilers for next week have him taking some tone with Whitley over her drugging Abe. Of course, if she senses that he might tell on her, she might drug him too. I mean, she is fully obsessed, and she has her end goal in mind, which I think is running off out of town with Abe, and she's not going to let Jerry get in her way. So it'll be next Friday, July 14th. So yes, there's a whole nother week of this Whitley plot, like it or not. Next Friday, July 14th, when Patch finds her and asks her why she resigned from Salem University Hospital. And remember, John Black keeps having Abe-themed nightmares. So we have to wonder, out of all the people that are still kind of asking questions and looking into things, which isn't everybody, but it's a few people, which of these people is going to find Abe? I have a pretty good idea of who it's going to be. But first, if you haven't, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our day's spoilers, news, and updates. And if you're enjoying these, please give us a like on this video. So I personally, tell me what you guys think, comment. I'd love to see your comments. I think it'd be awesome if Lonnie is the one that cracked the case before she had to leave town and go back to prison, since that's the dad that raised her and she loves him. I think it would be fabulous because she is already doubting. She just doubted. She's like, I just don't feel like my dad is dead. And then she was very suspicious that it was an actor who was giving the witness statement. But it could be a team effort because right now, Eli Grant, Steve Johnson, and John Black are all still asking questions, and they are still, all four of them, with Eli, not so much, but definitely Lonnie, John, and Steve are all with this emotion that there's not closure. We just don't think he's dead. There's just things just don't add up. And whether it's down to her or Steve or John or Eli, very soon Whitley is arrested, and then I think we're going to have her tell her tale of psychosis, and then they are going to ship her off to Bayview for a nice long timeout.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.